Okay, so let's finish creating this frame, and we're primarily focusing on the backbone, these two bottom bars, and then getting the neck on there. One thing I haven't done yet is I haven't really fully constrained that neck. I think I'm sorry, that backbone too. So I'm just gonna make it horizontal. I'll just mate that plane and that plane. Oh, something didn't quite go right there. That plane. There we go. So then that's locked in there. Now I can always change it. I can adjust that and make that an angle. Let's see. I'm going to hide some of this stuff. Okay, so what we need to do is figure out how to get this neck in here. So let's start by notching this backbone. So let's open up that backbone file. Now we know about the rake and the trail. We talked about having an angle for that rake angle. It was somewhere, I think 30 degrees is kind of the center. So let's start with that. So what we'll do is let's put a plane right on there, and I'm just going to put it just more of a visual for right now. So what I want to do is rotate a plane, but I need an axis. So if you see that dashed line there, it's not an axis yet, but it will be. You can create an axis by the intersection of any two planes. So if I click on, let's see, that one's already highlighted. Click on that one, see that yellow line? That'll give me an axis there. I'm just going to hide that because I don't need that one. Also, I want to know where the center of that tube is. So let's put another axis. If I just click inside or outside that, it'll give me an axis there, and that'll allow me to know where the center of that is. So the next step is to create that rotated plane. So I need two inputs. If I click that plane and that axis that I created, the software knows I'm trying to create an angle. Now, it defaults to perpendicular. If you click on this angle, it says add angle, and let's put an angle in there. Now we talked about that 30-degree, kind of the middle of the road for that trail, or for the rake angle. So let's make it 30, but that's the wrong direction. It shouldn't say 33. That was from something else. 30. Let's flip it. That's right. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that's the angle that I want. I am going to pull this out a little just so it's easier to see. I'll turn that plane off. And now I'm going to do a sketch on that plane. And that sketch is going to be my notch I want to cut. So it's going to be a circle. The center of that circle is where those two lines meet. Now my neck is 1.25 diameter, so it depends on the size of your neck. If yours is different, then make it different. Mine's 1.25. Finish that sketch. So now you can see and check your orientation here. That's what I want. I want to notch this tube out at that angle. So then I'll just do an extrude cut, and it's going to be through all in both directions. And that gives me the angle for my neck. If I decide I want it to be different, all I got to do is go in here and edit this and change that angle, and that'll give me a different neck angle. And I'm going to just bring that then over to my assembly. Now I'm going to update it. So you'll notice when I bring that over that I've got my plane right there. What I can do is use that then to notch these tubes. And I can tell by looking at that those tubes are going to be too long. But let's just go ahead and notch this and see what happens. So what you'll do inside the assembly now is we'll do a sketch. And that sketch is going to be on that plane. So it's exactly what we did before. We're going to repeat that. We're going to draw that circle with the center right at that intersection, and it is going to be a 1.25 diameter. Again, that is the size of my neck. Yours is different, use a different number. Finish the sketch. So now again, let me turn this around. So So what I can do is then extrude cut, and you can do that inside the assembly down through those tubes. Again, this is going to look kind of messed up, but let's just go with it for now. So the way you do that is go to the assembly tab, and you'll see here something that says assembly features. And what we want to do is do an extrude cut. Now, before you go any further, there's an adjustment we have to make. Come down here to the very bottom section where it says feature scope, and make sure you click on propagate feature to the parts, because that way whatever modification you make in the assembly will also go back and it'll modify the model of those parts. If not, it won't show up. It'll only show up in the assembly. So just do a through all. And you can see we got something kind of weird here, like two problems. Tubes are too long. The other is the angle isn't quite right. So let's do something about the length of those first. That's easy to do. Now remember how I made that length longer? I should have probably left it where it was. Let's try, it was 13. Let's try 13.5. And don't worry about what that notch looks like at this point. Let's check the assembly. Update it. Still not fabulous, but I want to play with the angle a little bit before I go anywhere else. But let's change this one too. Do the same thing. Change them both the same amount. Keep on the right track there. And I can still, again, I can constantly be coming back and editing these. Update that. So we're getting closer. I am going to change this angle. The angle, they're too far apart, so I'm going to tighten up that angle. So back to that piece. It was down here. It was at plane 5. Oops, what did I just made a sketch. I don't want to make a sketch. I want to edit that plane. So it was 30 degrees. I want to go more. So see how that arrow is? That's what I want to have happen. I don't know what it is. Let me try 33.5. It usually doesn't take much to make a big difference. Go back to our assembly. Update it. See what it looks like. We're getting there. Let me do the same to this one. Instead of taking big giant, I don't know why that's plane 4. I think I might have messed up. Let's see, 33.5. I may have messed up on that other one. Let's see what this looks like. No, it's okay. So let's put the neck in there. That'll get us a little more closer to where we need to be. So let's insert the neck, which is just a piece of tubing. Probably straight up and down is probably as good as we're going to get it. Now, one thing I did was, let me open up that file. I took this plane, let me just turn that, let me just get rid of that. So I need something to locate this axially. So I just did a plane, projected it down, and I don't know how much it needs to be. Let's try 2 inches. And that's just going to help me mate it onto the structure here. So now we can, let's see, update that. So now we can mate this surface of the neck to this cutout here, that notch. Try it again, there we go. Say okay. Let me just stop for a second, see where I am. But now I need to locate it axially, and that's why I put that plane on there. So now I can mate that to that, get an axial location. But you'll see it's sticking up way too far. So let's go back to the neck. That plane is down too low. That was plane 3. Edit that. I got it at 2. Let's try, it's pretty far off. Let's try 1.25. See if that works. Update it. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so it looks really good up here. Still got some issues here. I think my angle isn't quite right. They're a little bit too long, a little too much, not enough angle. So let's go back. So what do we make those angles? 33.5. Let's try 34. If you do a lot of angle, you'll be disappointed because then it'll be swinging the other way. So I like to try to sneak up on it. Let's see. Oh, I'm really close. Maybe another half of a degree. So I'm at 34. Let's try 34.5. Now this angle is going to be dependent on how wide your frame is. My frame can be, if your frame is different width, this angle is not going to be the same. That looks great, except I got that extra chunk which I can take off by the length, right? So open it one more time. It's a little bit too long. It's probably going to go back to 13. Watch and see. Oh, probably not. Let's try 13.25. Oh, see, I got that little chunk, but let's see what it looks like on there. Update it. See that? Oh no, not quite there yet. Super close though. What that tells me is probably a little bit too long, and let's see, make sure I got the right piece. A little bit too long, and the angle's probably off a little. So remember, we're designing this on the fly, so of course I'm back to 13. That's perfect. That angle, I need a little bit more. Let me try 34.75. I just want to bump it in just a little bit. Got it. That looks great, and it's not hitting the other tube. So I just have to do the same thing to this left side. First of all, lengthwise, I think I made it 13. Oh, I think I actually did make it 13. And that angle is 34.5, I think that's right. And let's see what our assembly looks like. Update it. Let's see. Oh, they're hitting each other now. So a little bit, the notch looks good, but I think I need to maybe tweak that angle just a little bit. Oh, that one was 34.75. The other was, I did 34.5, didn't I? Oops. It's a good idea to write these down. I think that's what I did. Let's see. That looks pretty good. I could tweak it a little bit more, but I'm going to stop here for right now. I think you got the idea. So that's how you create that. Yeah, I would bring this in just a hair. .6 maybe. I mean, you can get carried away here. Boy, oh boy, I'm almost there. I think that's probably as good as you're going to get it. You can keep playing with. Now, again, this is based on the dimensions that I have for the height and the width of my frame. Every frame is not, these numbers aren't going to work for other frames, just this particular frame. So that looks pretty good. The tubes fit nice together. Yeah, I probably would tweak that just a hair more to get it. Everything looks good. I have to add the other pieces to the frame, but that's the base of the frame. Get you a good solid beginning for the rest. I'm going to keep messing with this until I mess it up. I don't know why 34.75. Maybe, let me just try 35. I don't know why that didn't work. Hopefully it doesn't blow up on me. Oh, look at that. They are hitting each other a little bit, but you could notch that out. Actually, you could grind it away. So I don't know. I don't know what the first time I did that, it didn't match up for some reason. Maybe I didn't update it. Oh, that's beautiful. Now they are hitting, but you could just grind that notch away. So that's a perfect fit right there. So there you go. That's how to put the backbone on that, constrain all those parts together. That's the starting point again for the rest of your frame.